Hey there, welcome to a second edition of my new daily Q&A on public speaking. It sounds cool to say a new edition. Actually, it's the second. After yesterday's quite pathetic session, I learned a lot already. This is the second time. And there's Olivia. And Connor Neal and Olivia, two professional speakers. No pressure at all. Okay, Olivia, you shouldn't say ready with cheese and salad here in Berlin. You should ask questions. But then again, Connor says big pressure, of course. First lesson learned yesterday. As an official 2-day YouTuber that I am now, who am I now, is yesterday when there was no question, like just right now, I just stayed silent. Imagine Howard Stern in a radio show staying silent for 10 seconds on radio. It's horrible, horrible. And Tony, all the tribe is here. Guys, can you invite your friends who really need public speaking? That would be amazing, but ask questions anytime. So the first lesson learned yesterday as an official 2-day YouTuber, who I am now, is always keep talking. When there's no question, keep talking. Even if you do not know what to say. Oh, Connor, thanks for saving my German bomb here. Connor, how are you thinking about next week's and trainings? Online cancel, what are your plans? This is so cool. Total relevance for people who are not professional speakers and corporate trainers like me. Absolute zero relevance for any other person who's not a trainer or a speaker. For all my friends who are, I have no idea. They canceled 3 gigs of mine with a keynote boutique that I have. It's an agency for speakers. They canceled 2. Everything is canceled, my friends. You know it. Do I do this here now online because everything is canceled? Well, I have 2 drivers in life: to produce and to share. And now, from Monday on in Spain, we are confined at our homes. I cannot even go out to run, apparently. And then I can produce and share here online. But there's a third reason. Of course, we have to get moving and do more online. Practice, stage time. This is stage time for me. Connor, of course, I'm doing this on purpose as well. Connor, when is the 101 visual tips being launched? Connor, you've been involved in this project from day number 1, and you know it's 102. I couldn't have called it 100. 100 is cliche. 102, 101, 101 is for rookies. The book is not necessarily for rookies. The ebook that's coming out, 102 visual tips, 102 visual tips for more simplicity in public speaking. As we are speaking, I received my final draft, Connor, and then I guess Tuesday, after refining, tweaking, I will launch it on Amazon, I guess on Wednesday, Thursday. It's online. It looks very good, but I cannot say that. You have to say that. What was different in going ebook this time? No, you say first, Connor. What have you learned in writing with your 3rd book? Well, it's the 5th book, 2 self-published in English at the beginning, 2010, 2013. Then my German book, summary of both, with an editor, a publisher in Munich. The 4th book with our colleague and friend John Zimmer, also professional, Der TED-Effekt in German, the TED Effect, a book how to create any TED Effect in 7 steps. And now this is the 5th project. Oh, there's John. I'm just talking to John about the TED Effect. The TED Effect. That was weird because a Canadian writing a book in German through Google Doc in English that we had to translate. That was Kafkaesque, I tell you. Now, the difference with this one is I was creating on, as you know, those who know me in LinkedIn and on Insta, all these visual tips, these visualizations. And so I had all these tips, and then a guy, Christian Stubb from Germany, who's also jumping into the speaker business, he asked me, Florian, where's my playbook about this? A playbook? Didn't know what a playbook is. Checked it out. Well, in the end, it's like an ebook, I guess. And I asked myself, exactly, why don't I put these visual tips in a book? So it's very different this time. Because when you write a book normally, you have a theme or some real deep question you want to answer, and you work on it, and you do all the argumentation, and you build it up, and you use stories and anecdotes. This time I had 102 visualizations, which I had to order into logos, ethos, pathos, audience I used, delivery. And then I had to add anecdote-driven content, comments to it. It's a very different format. It was very exciting to do it. Oh, John just says, yeah, the TED effect is also in Russian. But this is not an advertising show, guys. Ask me question. There's Raquel. Raquel, you have amazing questions. By the way, I mentioned you in the new book, which I will not make any advertising about, because here I don't do any advertising for my new book, 102 Visual Tips. But I mentioned you, his wonderful wife, Raquel Consul. Hope you love it. Didn't even ask you for permission. Pardon. More questions, guys. And I learned yesterday, for those who just joined, whenever there's no question, never, ever, ever stop talking. You cannot stop talking as an official 2-day YouTuber who I am now. So even if you don't ask questions, as I can see, I will keep talking. What about my biggest fuck up on stage as a professional speaker? That was my 40th birthday, 2 days after, just before my 40th party in Barcelona. Wonderful people there, Donald would say. And I thought, this is, come on, chupado in Spanish. This I will do anyway. Now, Connor, now you ask question. Now I finished my story. And then, of course, I went to give a speech in Berlin in front of 350 lawyers. And the reason why I gave this keynote speech was my first keynote speech. They paid me 4,000, 45 minutes. I will do everything right, I thought. I wrote it out, and I wrote it for the boss. Super mistake. Don't write speeches for the boss. Write it for your audience. And then, of course, he wanted more charisma. They have to go out and have to sell, and they couldn't care less. Relevance, 0. John is here in this group, you know about the importance of relevance for an audience. They couldn't care less. And then I even manipulated them with a statement, and then somebody yelled, us, asocial. That was my Armageddon. But back to you, Connor, who are your mentors? Well, you are, this is funny that you asked this question because I read the names. John is, Olivia is, Tony is, Tobias, all my friends that I work together with are my mentors. I've been looking for this gray hair, Gandalf-style mentor for at least 10 years. I have 2 at my former company, KPMG. My dearest Peter Wesner, my former boss, a former board member of this advisory giant, and Ralph Boinker, my ex-boss. They're my super mentors. But apart from that, in my speaking world, my new career, for more than a decade, I've been looking for this Gandalf, and I don't find them. And somebody the other day told me, Florian, you're your own mentor now. But without mentors, so I use my professional friends and co-speakers to be my mentors. We do co-mentoring. Oh, say hi to Sophia, Connor, that's amazing. Where are more questions? Olivia, we speak in public. How important is being unpredictable? Olivia, can you refine that? How important is being unpredictable as a speaker, or when something unpredicted happens? Okay, what else do we have here? Oh, Raquel, finally a real question. How did you know you like public speaking? Most people are scared of it. My life changed on the 5th of October in 2005. A sunny day when Barcelona was still busy with cars, not like today, in the Gran Via, and I walk down, it smells like Barcelona, and the bars are full, and everybody has having beers, and I turn around at Roger de Jura in the city center, and I walk up the stairs, Mark Blau, I think was the name. And then I see all these people, 25 people, and the banners, and everybody's clapping. I think, what is this? It was my first Toastmasters International meeting. my biggest passion for the last 15 years. That 5th of October, Raquel, 2005, changed my life forever. I entered the club the first day. I made great friends here, like John, my partner. And that changed my life. And ever since, it's my greatest passion. Before, I liked karaoke, but I wouldn't call myself a passionate public speaker. I had stage fright like hell. John, Gandalf is within. A good comment, exactly. This other the guy, I forgot the name. Damn, I should have remembered. You're your own mentor now. That sounded heavy and deep. And it's true. Come on. We are passionate about this topic. I've been sleeping and having breakfast and going to bed with Mr. Aristotle. Thank you, Connor. He gave me that. Thank you, Connor. Sophia, your dad gave me that. This is Aristotle. And I sleep and dine and have breakfast with him for the last 15 years and 10 and a half years professional. And I've witnessed in my trainings 10,938 speeches. I'm a freak. I count them in Excel. And Gandalf is with him, exactly. But it comes, of course, with lots of inspiration from all those people. Not only great speakers. I think the inspiration comes a lot from anyone. From night shift guys in hotels who were in my training, from the former boss of the airport of Madrid, who would be right now not happy because there are no planes. Sophia says, Connor, we have the same one here, Aristotle. I think, Connor, in Athens, you bought all of them, and they're quite heavy. I don't know how you got through the luggage control. Sophia, yes. We have them, Aristotle. It's a great guy. 384 to 322 BCE, before Christ was born. When you go to the US, always say BCE. This includes the Muslims and the Jews. BC is only for Christians. That's the big points with little effort. Any more questions here? So we have 7 people in this group who I know all of them. That's amazing. Sophia means wisdom. Thank you, John. John says Sophia means wisdom. And by the way, when you just said stop talking, John, sometimes I have to stop. Is that product placement? Nah, that's Spanish beer. Connor, cheers. I heard you haven't won yet. Nadine Meisel, my Toastmasters friend. How do you imagine public speaking on stage without an audience, such as soccer games recently, or transferring that to online only? What I'm doing, Nadine, is so much out of my comfort zone. You have no idea. I'm talking to nothing. I'm talking to you. It is like an empty stadium. I played soccer in empty stadiums, I can tell you. But I had a game when it was about getting to the higher league with 1,000 people. I can only imagine how it must be in Camp Nou with 85, 90, 100,000, and then with empty ranks. This is exactly how it feels here. I think in online, we have to get used to empty ranks. So, Connor, Sophia should stop being so smart at this young age. How old is she now? 4? Would you rather never drink beer again or never eat chocolate ever again? Never eat chocolate again, Sophia, that's easy. I'm from Bavaria, northern Bavaria, Franconia. We have the highest concentration of microbreweries in the world, more than 400. I cannot exist without this one. Yes, you see, Sophia's 4. Very smart questions. Yeah, keep doing your thing here in the chat, John. I love it. Nadine, webinars such as this are similar to what you have described exactly. It's really amazing to speak without any feedback. For me, this is a whole new world. And probably this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this now. And I encourage my other colleagues here to do the same. Don't do it at the same time now, please, because that would 6 p.m. CET is blocked. 6 p.m. CET is out of your range. But any other time, do it. It's a great exercise. I'm now an official 2-day YouTuber, man. You know why he said this guy, asocial, in Berlin with my keynote speech that I've mentioned before? Well, you should never manipulate lawyers. I have an exercise in my trainings, and I always do ask this question. Anybody here hates karaoke? And you know, with 10 people, somebody says, "Ee," and they say, "Come here." And then we have a great laugh, great fun when somebody has to sing in front of the people who hates karaoke. Don't do that with 350 hardcore, logical super lawyers in Berlin. Don't manipulate your audience when they don't want to be manipulated. Oh, Olivia, we English people eating at 6. You're now officially German. You have a German passport, Olivia. So you will eat in the future at 5 p.m. I think Germans, do they eat at 12 p.m. already? Just to make sure. And right now there is no food anymore, so they will eat at 12 p.m. This is a global call, Olivia. In the US and Washington, D.C. right now, it's 12:16 p.m. I couldn't care less about English people here, even though I love them like I do love you. So now it's getting weirder, guys, because this will stay on YouTube, of course. Now it's getting weirder. Now my colleagues, my professional speakers, John Olivia, talking in my chat, in my call, which is, of course, our call. They're talking about their daughters and when they arrive. Oh man! Oh yeah, here finally, Tony, you're saving the planet here of YouTubing. Great job, Flo. Can you share your feelings about using profanities on stage? Fuck! I cannot. Have you watched? Have you watched Tony Robbins? Tony Robbins, the super coach of Oprah Winfrey, his documentary on Netflix. I watched it. And they asked him the same thing. I mean, why do you use so many F words, Tony? And he said something like, he breaks patterns in people. And I do the same in my trainings. In my trainings, I use a lot of F words sometimes. Yeah, I stretch politics, sex, religion, the 3 landmines of antipathy. I stretch them pretty much, as my friends know, and in my trainings, and sometimes I even get feedback on that. But this is to break behavioral patterns. You cannot do the same thing, the same style, the same, oh, we are so sweet and so nice, and we're all good to each other. Fuck it up on your feet. And you cannot reach the same result, in my opinion, when you are always so sweet and nice. Now, as a keynote speaker, 4 weeks ago, I'm with SAT in Bonn, the former German capital, and there are 120 executives. Average age, I would say 45-ish. It's a 20 billion multinational from Sweden. I think I used one F word, but in a dialogue, hidden in a dialogue, my friend says, fuck. I'm very careful with keynote speeches, Tony, and in trainings, I'm much more like in a bar. Yeah, but I asked, Connor, you're going back to Olivia's question. Yeah, but I asked back, what do you mean, Olivia? To act with unpredictable stuff or to be unpredictable as a speaker? Okay, I will answer both since I don't receive. Olivia, think about it, because I think there are 2 ways. Something unexpected happens. As we speakers know, we have to call the room. I remember our friend Mark Brown, who, by the way, wrote a wonderful forward for my new book, 102 Visual Tips, which is coming out now, but which I will not mention because I do not do advertising online here on YouTube. But Mark Brown, he was in Berlin at an event of our friend Olivia. Spectacular speaking. There was John Peterson, another friend from the Netherlands. And then, Olivia, you're in this call. Now, do you remember when the black cat walked into the room? There's a black cat. Okay, Tony, I would have to say, my trainer would say, there's a black fucking cat walking into his room behind him, on stage, passing him. And Mark Brown, 1995 world champion of public speaking, a Toastmaster, a massive speaker. He looks at the black cat. And he doesn't know what to say. And I remember John and Peter and me and Olivia thought, oh, you have to call the room. You have to call the room. Because it's a humorous pattern. When you spontaneously call the room, the unpredictable, they will laugh. And this is a laugh for free. We cannot let it go. He didn't know what to say. And then we suffered with him, compassion. And then after 7 long seconds, the cat had passed him behind his back. He called the room. We still laughed. So when something unpredictable happens, we have to call the room. But of course, you also, now Olivia, now I see it. Now I answered the whole other thing. But the second thing is be unpredictable. No indication. I always tell in my trainings, no indication. Why do people watch Tarantino movies? Once there was a lady I always ask the same question. Anyone here has never seen a Tarantino movie? And there was a lady and she rose her arm and said, oh, then you have a long weekend ahead with 8 movies. And that was before the latest one. Tarantino, what is he good at? He's very good at non-linear storytelling. You never know where he's going. He's unpredictable. This causes twists in the plot. A twist is a sudden turn. There is a study. I always say, if you don't know who made the study, say Stanford University. It's not Stanford. It is Cambridge. Dr. Schultz with TZ, Dr. Schultz. He's a professor at Cambridge, and he researched on this, and he's found out that when there's a surprise, negative or positive, and this is a twist, like in a plot, like in Tarantino movies, then our emotions go up to 400%. We love surprises. So I want to be unpredictable, Olivia and all the others here. And when I give speech topics in my training, they say, first sentence, the darkest hours of my life. Boring. We already know where it's going. Never indication. No indication. It must come sudden, unpredictable. Here we go. Now we have more questions. Nadine, John, Nadine Meisel, Flo, what do you propose to improve the online on stage experience? Can you rephrase that? What do you propose to improve the online on stage experience? Don't get it. Sorry. Can you refine the question? Or anyone here in the chat? Connor, what is the best movie you have ever watched? That would be, that's a very personal thing, but I guess this would be then the one that I've watched the most over and over again. And that would be, without a doubt, Kung Fu Panda. I love Kung Fu Panda, but animation out, for me, the best movie ever is The Godfather. Now, Nadine, you refine whatever you need now, so it feels like on stage and feel the audience. Can we talk about this in 1 week when I have more experience with the whole topic? I'm an official 2-day YouTuber now, and I'm learning. But I've done a lot of camera work. I love the camera. I've done productions, I've done professional videos, I've worked with Connor, with Olivia here in the chat, with people. I've done my quick tips. I do a lot of video. And what I see is you. I always look into your camera, and what I visualize there is you. I cannot walk around with my eye contact. I know. Maybe we have to find out stuff. Tony, you're still here. We're gonna have a call on how do you Zoom, more and other technologies. There will be stuff, but right now, Nadine, I see you, I feel you through this little black hole just right in front of me. If there's any connotation that was not meant to be. These calls will be, by the way, half an hour, I decided. And when there's, more or less, 30 minutes. And by the way, this is a daily call, YouTube thing because we're now at home and I want to produce and share. And I'm bored at home already with Rose. We're cooking with the doggies in the garden. But in the future, when this crisis is gone, this is more likely to be a weekly call. I talk about public speaking 24/7, my friends, but every day 30 minutes on YouTube Live is tricky. Olivia, you feel seen? I feel you too. At least you have a garden. That is true. But Connor, you and I, we have a project here coming up, and it will start. You don't need a garden, you need Google Docs. Google Dogs and dogs. Google Dogs. That would be funny. That was actually a funny pun. Oh, and for all those 8 souls here, those great souls behind me, I will never do any advertising. But John and I, we produced, of course, the first public speaking board game in the world, Rhetoric, the public speaking game. And John just changed the price for the crisis we're in right now to $1.99. We want to support all the people home now, especially families with their children. What the hell am I going to do with my children? Oh my God. With this game, there's a family version even in it. Find it out at rhetoricgame.com, rhetoricgame.com. There, rhetoricgame.com. There you can play with your tablet an educational board game. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's super educational. It teaches you public speaking, persuasion, inspiration in these tough times. That will be cool. Yeah, Olivia, I didn't do that because then it looks like real advertising. And I always have this problem with, I would never sell from the back of the room, for instance. Who of you is a fan? Now this goes to you. Who's a fan, tell me, of speakers, professional speakers say, oh yeah, and by the way, let's take a short break. And my free books over there in the back of the room, only $2.99 today. Who's a fan of selling in the back of the room? Yes, exactly, Nadine. I hate it. And I don't want to sell it. But in this case, yes, you see, Connor, exactly. A sad, you mean like this? Or when I'm like this? And by the way, I copied the car sales guy. You can have brand in shot without selling. So Olivia, you mean this here? Okay, from tomorrow on, that's a good tip. You see, the learning curve is steep. Tomorrow I will do it like this, and then I will not even mention Rhetoric, the public speaking game, anymore. It's like a PowerPoint slide when the people read out loud what's written there. I think, are you nuts? I'm not an analphabet. Oh, so many things. Oh, now that I have you, all my pros, what do you think about giving each of these daily talks a theme? Put a bookcase behind with the actual board game in it. Ooh. After you tell us anecdote, tell us how we can apply it. How we can find our own mentor. Is that already plus feedback, Olivia? In the very call? I love you. You're humbly bold. I love it. Okay, Tony, who are for you best examples of public speakers? The people in the chat, people who speak from here, bottom of their heart, people who show their vulnerabilities, people who are sincere, honest, vulnerable, means authentic. I'm a fanatic with all the gestures, the T-Rex, I hate it, and all this delivery techniques. We will talk about this in the future daily calls for a lot, but authenticity. So who's a great speaker? I love his talk. Benjamin Zander as an example of enthusiasm. I'm an energetic, enthusiastic speaker, so I like the same style. Benjamin Zander, the conductor of the Boston Philharmonics, just became a citizen of Boston. He's amazing. Check him out, Ted. His enthusiasm, his sparks, passion, authenticity. Ugh. You see, that's what I'm asking, Rose. You need to direct and get with the theme. That's what I'm asking. I had the idea to give every day a theme, then we are more focused. I think tomorrow, no, done. Tomorrow is a theme. By the way, do you have any wish for any theme for tomorrow? Because this call is over now. So if you had any theme that you would love to talk about tomorrow, or me to talk with your comments, you see it's a dialogue anyway. Anything, any idea? If not, I choose. I have. Hi, Harshad. Practical value. Can you be specific? What do you mean by practical value? That's interesting. Practical value of what exactly? We're all having to go online for our meetings. What are the best tips for a good online meeting as a presenter? This is over, Olivia. I will park that question for tomorrow. Practical value in improving public speaking. You know what I'm going to do, Harshad and Olivia? Now, this is the sales pitch, which is not a sales pitch because I'm not selling anything here. But for tomorrow, 6 p.m. during your dinner time, English dinner time, Olivia, the next talk, practical value in improving public speaking. I check your theme idea now, Raquel. That was the theme, Olivia, got it. The theme for being a best presenter. I will take a decision. I just went with Connor to Versailles. I just watched the whole series thanks to the inspiration of Eka, his partner, and Connor. Versailles, wonderful series, especially if we've been in Versailles. And the guy sometimes just pauses, lets them talk, and then he takes a decision. Louis XIV. Thank you for joining today. It's been a great pleasure. Tomorrow more, I will pick up your stuff, and tomorrow more. Love you all. Thank you for joining. See you tomorrow.